Hello, everyone. Thank you, NECCOD, for organizing this very important awareness program. I feel very privileged and I feel very good to be with you all today. We are all aware Manipur is burning. We are experiencing worse violence, terrible civil war-like situation, a total breakdown of law and order. More than 180 tribal villages burned down. More than 4,700 houses looted and burned down. More than 200 churches destroyed and burned down. More than 200 people injured. And more than 100 people killed. I want to express my deepest respect to the people who have lost their life, and I want to extend my heartfelt condolences to all the bereaved families. As fellow tribal, as fellow human beings, it is our moral responsibility and a moral obligation to stand in solidarity with you all. We have to continue to fight, to work, to advocate for your rights. We have to ensure your safety. We have to rebuild your life. And we have to demand for a lasting, peaceful solution for the tribals. While I was invited for this program, I was thinking, what should I share with you all? I was very busy and extremely occupied with my official work and also work related to the present situation in Manipur. And I thought about it, and I've decided that I will share something that is very dear to my heart and the experiences that I've been working for the Northeast community on the ground with different stakeholders and government for last 10 years or so on the issues and problems of the Northeast, people in Delhi especially. First of all, I want to warmly welcome all of you to Delhi. Delhi is like a home far away from home. I'm sure you might have experienced that in your short stay here. Sometimes when problem like this comes up, sometimes when you are in a difficult situation, when you are in trouble, you feel like there is nobody who are standing for you. Sometimes you feel that there's nobody who cares for you. And especially when you come to a new place like Delhi, especially when you come to a new environment, when you meet new people, different people, sometimes you feel lost and sometimes you feel so confused. But today, I'm standing here. Today, I want to reassure you that organizations like NECCOD, churches, community organization, people like us, people like Hubu Tamang, who has been the nodal officer for Northeast people in Delhi for many years, are with you. And we are going to be with you. We will be with you, always. So I want to assure you that, first of all. My topic is giving us know about Delhi NCR. And it is so difficult for me to really think what should I share when you say Delhi NCR. But as I said earlier, I would share more on the Northeast context. Delhi, like some of us have shared earlier, Delhi is a place full of opportunities, endless of possibilities, especially for personal and professional growth. You have some of the finest educational institutions in the country, like IIT, IIM, top universities, top colleges, top schools in the country. You have the best coaching centers in the country for all the competitive exams. You have thousands of companies that will give you employment. Delhi is also the center for political and administration. All the government institutions, all the centers, headquarters are, and you will also meet so many good people around in Delhi. But you will also meet so many rude and not so good people as you stay here for longer. Delhi has a population of almost more than 3.2 crore. We have 11 districts. You will see Delhi people from all kinds of backgrounds, different cultures, people from across the country, across the world, and you will see that they have different beliefs. You will see that they have very different perspective than what we have. And you will also see that they have very different culture. There are good things, there are bad things. And I used to tell my fellow friends, especially the students, we should take this opportunity to broaden our perspective. We should take this opportunity to learn whatever is good from others. But we should also be responsible enough to represent our people well. We become automatically the ambassador of our people. We are so visible because of our look. Wherever you go, people see you first. People can recognize you, people can identify you. And whether we like it or not, in some ways, we are representing our people. So we have to behave ourselves well. We have to represent ourselves well. And many a times, when you come to Delhi, when many people come to Delhi, unfortunately, thousands of people have been affected and displaced. It is a very serious and grave concern for all of us. All of you, if not all, most of you, has forced to flee your home, leaving everything behind. Despite and amidst all these difficulties, I really appreciate your courage, your determination that you have shown. Many people have spoken up even in the media. They were emotionally very strong. I sincerely appreciate all of you. And I believe that you will not give up your hope. Let's not give up. We will not give up. We will not give up on you. We are going to be there for you. Please don't give up. And as I was saying, when many people come to Delhi, sometimes they come with dreams and inspiration. Most of the people used to be innocent. But many a times, as I said, we have good environment, bad environment. Sometimes people get distracted and they go to wrong direction. And many of them, they have a very miserable life. No doubt, there are so many people who adapt to the environment, who were determined, who work very hard, and they have become very successful and they have achieved so much. And you can also see within your community. I know it is not easy to speak all these things, but it is also important to know the reality. Many people doesn't have the opportunity or privileges where there are people who can guide them. There are people who can mentor them. But all of you, I think, for now, the NECCOD and many church leaders have been doing that responsibility. Many of them, as I said, they get distracted. Sometimes, when trouble like this happen, when problem like this happen, sometimes when things doesn't happen as per your expectation, when everything is not perfect, we tend to give up. We tend to give up. Many people give up, but many people comes back. But many people give up and they don't come back. I want to remind all of us that life is an experiences of ups and downs, low and high, laughter and tears. You may be going through a deeper problem right now, but many of us have faced, not to this extent, but similar problems. And I want you to embrace it, and I want you to accept that these are part of life and it is inevitable. Many of you must be thinking what you will be doing. And I'm sure some of you must have made up your mind that you will pursue your career if given an opportunity. Some of you must be thinking that I will look for a job if I can get it. Some of you must be thinking, should I start a business? Or some of you must be thinking that should I go for some skill development training or some vocational training? Or many things must be going on in your mind. And some of you might have already even decided. I want to encourage you that you should seek help. Seeking help is also a very courageous stand. Many people doesn't want to seek help. And when I say seek help, one thing I want to remind all of you that people also want to help those people who help themselves. So if you want any help, if you need any help, you should also do your part in at least trying to get some minimum information or knowledge about what you want to do, maybe through Google or through your friends or through your relatives. And I think you should not hesitate to approach leaders. You should not hesitate to approach your priests, pastors, NECCOD leaders and community leaders, Spooner, and all of us, including me. Fortunately, we have so many people who are teaching in different universities, teaching in different colleges. Hundreds of us. We have people in hospitality sector, in top hospitals. We have people in working in top companies. We have people who are working in government sector. And I think there are so many people who want to actually help, but sometimes they don't know who to help. Sometimes you are not able to get on the right person who can actually help. And I think that is the reason why we're here. We will be willing to help. And I say again, you should not hesitate to seek help if you need. And I'm giving assurance that we will be there to help in every possible ways. India is a very diverse nation. Many people believe that India is great because of its diversity. Many people think that India is great, powerful, beautiful because of unity in diversity. But unfortunately, are we actually truly practicing that on the ground? I used to question this in many of my lectures that I do with the police and with other government officials. And I think we all agree that it is not implemented strongly on the ground. And unfortunately, many a times, coming from Northeast with this kind of looks, coming from different regions, we have been discriminated. But we should also acknowledge the government, that the government has recognized, the government has accepted that there's discrimination. And this discrimination is rampant and is happening. And that is the reason government has taken few initiatives where they have formed a Best Bureau Committee in 2014. Then they formed Lieutenant Governor Committee. Then they also formed another committee from the Delhi government. And they also formed a monitoring committee at Ministry of Home Affairs. And they also have set up special police unit for Northeastern region under Delhi Police in Delhi. Unfortunately, in all these committees, I'm the only one there in all these 5 government committees set up by the government of India. While saying this, I'm not saying that there's no discrimination. Even today, there are many people facing this discrimination. And I can already assure that when you go out to the market, when you go out to different places, you will face sometime that some people teasing you, calling names. Sometimes auto drivers or the taxi drivers charging a bit higher than the normal people. Sometimes vegetable vendors, they charge you a little higher. And sometimes when you were in the counter for buying something, you were not given priority and some other people were given priorities. And because of all these silly, small things, there are lots of incidences in the past where it has escalated and it has become very big and where even people have been murdered and assaulted badly. And this is still there. And we are working really hard that someday this will be removed, someday this will not be there, but it is still there. So as you go out, what I want to encourage you, even if you face such situation, first thing is you should try to manage, but if you cannot, then I'm telling you, you should not be afraid, but you should be very cautious that you should be legally correct in whatever you say, because in our hometown in Manipur, sometimes we go by the customary laws, and we're not very well versed with the law, IPCs and other rules that we have. But in cities like Delhi, rules like IPCs, evidence, and all these things are very important. So even if you encounter all these things, first thing is you should be very careful in the words that you use, legally correct, constitutionally correct. Second, you should try to take a recording through a video or even through an audio recording so that there's an evidence. And thirdly, you should not start using your hand first, because sometimes whoever goes into physical first, sometimes in the law they become the culprit. And many a times, sometimes we have a hot-blooded, and we tend to end up in fighting also. But all these things has to be tackled. So this is like a daily discrimination. Secondly, as you have come here to settle, slowly you will be moving out to stay in a rented house. You will be started looking for houses. There are so many cases where the landlord forcefully evicts the tenants. There are cases where landlord doesn't return your security deposit. There are cases where landlord suddenly force you to increase the rent more than what is being expected. So these kind of incidents, these kind of things are going to happen. So you have to be very careful, and you have to ensure that whenever you get into any kind of deal, you should try to get some documents. First thing, I would encourage for a rent agreement. But if this rent agreement is not possible at all, at least something in written, or at least when you are having a conversation with a landlord or with any property dealer or anybody, you should try to record in your phone without letting them know, so that this becomes a kind of evidence. And in all these issues, right now we have set up special police unit for Northeastern region, and we have 1093. We have 2 NEET vehicle, which is Northeast Assistant Team. Anytime you call, they will be coming to help you and assist you. I think which our Joint CP will elaborate on this, which I don't want to go further. And many of you, as I said, you might be looking for a job. There will be so many fraud, fake consultancy. It will look so attractive. They will tell you that they will give you a job. You come to this office, that office, they will have interview in a very professional way that you will not have any doubt. But many a time, such consultancy, they will take money, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, and they end up actually a fake consultancy. So for all these things, if you get any kind of offer like this over the phone, or over a call, or anywhere, you should first try to verify. You can verify through your communities, or you can verify even through the Delhi Police Special Police Unit. And if you have any serious case which you may not like to go public, then you can also contact us. I'm still the member of the monitoring committee at MHA. Whatever cases that comes to me, I send the information to additional secretary who is our chairman, and then we have committed undersecretary and deputy secretary who is monitoring and who will send this to concerned police station or the special police unit, and we are doing that. And I'm still the member. You feel free to send it to me, and then I will take it up along with the special police unit and with the Ministry of Home Affairs. And when it comes, as I was continuing in job, especially for women, there's so many cases where there's sexual harassment even at the workplace. So you have to be very careful. While you are careful also, if you are facing that kind of harassment, then you should also approach the special police unit. The special police unit is headed by always a officer from Northeast, and the staff are all from Northeast. You should feel free, and you should reach out to us, and we will extend all possible help. So there's a case. There's one lady from Nagaland. I will not name. She was feeling lonely, depressed, and she downloaded an application. She started chatting with people, random people, and they appears to be very good people. This is in Delhi, in Dwarka. And one day they decided to catch up. So they went in a car for a ride in the evening. And in the evening, they went to one place and they so-called friends through social media. He said, I forgot something. I have to go up to my friend's room and take something. Can you come on with me? So they all went up. And as they went up to the room, they just locked the room and they raped her. She's from Northeast. And these are not very old, very recent. Why I'm sharing this? There are so many cases, but I'm just giving one example so that we can be more careful. And when she went to the police station, the person who raped her happens to be a son of a police officer who is posted in that particular police station in Dwarka. And she was forced to say that she was not raped, but they just, teased her. And she was angry, so she initially said that she was raped. And when she went to the hospital, the parents told her that, don't say that you have not been raped, nothing has been done, but just out of anger you have said that, and if you say that, we will give you 3 lakhs. She got very happy because she was in need of money, so she agreed to it. And all this thing, very smartly the family has recorded, everything. When she's innocent, she was not aware about it. And after all this thing happened, after 2-3 days we came to know. And after we came to know, we approached a lawyer, we filed an appeal in the court, district court. We approached the police through vigilance, special branch, and did an inquiry to the person who is in charge there, and the case was taken up. But it was very difficult. Even in the court, when the 164 statement was given, she was forced to give that she was not raped. So till the court, she was made to say that. So now the case is still going on. But how all this happened? Because she was lonely, she was frustrated, she was sad, and she wanted to have a chat or talk with some people. So this is one instance where we have to be very careful. And another one I want to narrate, just very recent, after the COVID-19. 2-3 young girls from Kohima, they started to happen to chat with somebody from Delhi over WhatsApp and over Facebook and other social media. And they were offered a job. And they even booked the ticket to come to Delhi. And when they first came to Delhi, for a week or so, they were even treated very well. They were put up in Mayu Vihar. But these young girls, they don't even know where Mayu Vihar is. But after a week, they were taken to an unknown location, and same thing, she was raped. And she ran out of the house, fortunately, and she contacted one of our person who is working in the parliament, and he contacted me, and I sent somebody to rescue her at Safdarjan. See, there are so many cases like that, which may not have come up in the newspaper or the public, But it is important. We know some of the cases. Sometimes we are very innocent. And those people who are into all these things knows how to speak so well, so nice. They are very, very convincing. And these things keep happening. You know, and even when you have any problem, when you go to any problem anywhere, just be aware that CCTV cameras are all there. Recently, there's one guy who came from Ukhrul in Kisangad. So they were taking a dog out for a walk, and the dog came and, start fighting with another dog. So when he was trying to save this dog, the lady started shouting at him with all chinky, momo and whatnot. But he just came from home and he cannot take it to all this thing, and he got so angry and he came and hit the girl. Then the girl started saying that this guy is trying to molest me, trying to attack me. She tore her own shirt, and then she started calling the public. And the public thought that what she is right, and she started attacking this guy. And then they all went to the police station. This was not even a month ago. It was in Kisangad. So then he was saying that I didn't hit him, but CCTV says that he was hitting him. So why I'm saying this is that we have to be very careful that CCTV is all around. People are watching. You should be careful in, how people can be, very smart, but somehow this was compromised. But when you go to the police station for any complaint or anything, you should not sign in any paper, blind paper anywhere. Or not even, for that matter, not even in police station, but anywhere. Giving your identity card, signing, and all these things are very risky. In 2010, there was a big fight in Gandhi Vihar, where I was the president of a student organization at that time. So more than 30, 40 of Northeast people were arrested and taken to Dimapur police station. Of all the people, 3 of them signed in a blind paper without knowing it, because they were under influence of alcohol. And then all the case that police have made has been done under their name. And when they found out that they were not even involved in the case, and they thought that they can run away from law, so they went home. One went to Nagaland, one went to Tamenglong, the other went to Imphal. And they switched off their phone, they changed their phone, they thought that everything is over. After 4 years or 5 years, Delhi police came all the way from Delhi to their village, arrested them, brought them to Delhi. What I'm saying is that you cannot easily escape once you are there. You have to sort it out at the police level or at the court level or at whatever level. Otherwise, they will still come and catch you. But you should be very careful when you sign, when you say anything. Like I said, CCTV cameras everywhere. Just assume that even today, as we speak here, there are lots of CCTV cameras. Likewise, everywhere you go, you should assume that there are people watching you, there are people recording you. So you have to be very wise in what you say, how you say, what you behave, what you do. So I'm just giving this example so that you can relate. So these people, 2010 case, and still today the case is not over. And they were actually innocent. But just because they tried to escape for 4 years, and they could not fight, and the police have charged seated. And the court cannot just say that nothing has happened. And the police cannot just say that, no, we have done something wrong. They have to defend themselves because they have done. So that is what it happens. Police or anybody, once they have done something, as a human being, human nature, we always try to defend our position, our stand. And that's when even innocent people who are actually not the culprit, who are actually even sometimes victims, they land up in problems like that. And therefore, I want to encourage you to be very careful. And in the meantime, if there's anything like that, just call 1093 immediately. 1093 is, and special police unit for Northeast people is just created for this. We have to use maximum as much as we can. What happened is, I used to see that there are lots of problems. Everybody, when we come and get it in small groups, they say that I have this problem, I have that problem. But there's no record in 1093 that there's actually a problem. So the government doesn't go by what we say. Government goes by what official record they have. So someday, even 1093, they will say that there's no call coming. There's no issue. The issue is over and then it should be stopped. But actually, we are not using that. We are not making use of that. I want to encourage you. Even the smallest problem that you face, please call. Even if somebody just call you something, just please call. If you have smallest, slightest problem, please call. And make use of this. I have cited a few examples. There are so many examples. I am not citing this to, discourage you, to scare you. There are so many cases where we have won also. There are so many good stories to be shared also. There are so many good Samaritans, even in Delhi, who have been helping us. Actually, even when there are some cases, so many activists, NGOs. There are so many good people. So when I say all these cases, don't assume that all the people from Delhi are bad. But you should also know that Delhi is a very diverse city with different type of people. Like I said, good people, bad people. So you have to be very alert. You have to be wise. You have to be aware of all these things that I've shared so that you don't, fall into the trap. But once again, like I said, I feel very privileged and I feel very good to be with you all. And I also wanted to say that I'm repeating it again, that we're with you. If there's anything, being a member of the monitoring committee, I'm ready to help. And the Spooner is always ready to help. And we have organizations like Northeast Law Network, Northeast Support Center and Helpline, and few other organizations who are dedicatedly working for the Northeast people. So don't be scared, don't be afraid. You just have to be smart. In life, you are going to fail. You are going to face very embarrassing moments sometime. Sometime you are going to be distracted. But again, I'm saying life is an experience of ups and downs, low and high, laughter and tears. We're all with you. We will ensure that your life is rebuilt. We will ensure that a solution is arrived, even at in Manipur for the tribals. As I said, as a fellow tribal, we're always with you. As a fellow human being, it's our moral responsibility to stand in solidarity with you all. Together, we will make a difference. Please feel free to contact us, and God bless you all. Thank you, NECCOD, once again.